Hello and welcome to Education at SSBG, online video tutorials. And we are here with another content of CBSE Class 8th, Chapter Crop Production and Management. If you observe the plants grown around your house, you'll find some plants look so healthy and green. But this is not the case with every plant. Some plants appear dry. Some appear yellowish. Some grow tall. And some takes more time to grow to that height. This is a problem for any farmer. Do you know what the reason behind this problem is? Well, we know that every child requires food and good food in order to grow. But wait a minute. What does good food mean? Food is healthy and good if it has essential elements such as nitrogen, magnesium, potassium, calcium, oxygen, iron, and so on. And where do we get these elements? We obtain these elements through plant-based diet. Plants are the first source of these elements. But where do plants get these elements? Good question, is it? Plants receive these essential elements from soil. All these elements such as nitrogen, magnesium, potassium, calcium, iron, and many more put together are called nutrients. Shortage of any of these elements results into various problems discussed in the beginning, and this results to less yield. Then what is the solution? How can we increase the yield? Very simple. We should see that the soil where the seeds are sown needs to be rich in these nutrients. But how to do that? There are two ways to increase nutrients in soil. First one is that we have to add nutrients to the soil. But these nutrients are to be easily absorbable form. Plants cannot absorb the complex nutrients. They are to be in simple forms. These nutrients are synthesized in the laboratories and manufactured in factories. And these are called fertilizers. Some examples of chemical fertilizers are ammonium sulfate, ammonium phosphate, ammonium nitrate, urea, and so on. using only fertilizer for long time has some side effects. Fertilizer does not provide any humus to the soil. And what does humus means? Humus is made of dead plants and animals. The remains of dead plants and animals gives humus to the soil. Sometimes fertilizer is overdose for plants. Fertilizers should be used with lot of care. In addition to that, fertilizers have also become a source for water pollution. Do you know? These nutrients are already present in dead plant and animals too, and also in the soil. But the problem is, these are not in easily absorbable form for the plants. But nature has already provided a solution. Microorganisms such as bacteria, algae, fungi, and the earthworm converts these nutrients from their complex form to simpler form so that plants can easily absorb nutrients. This material is called as manure. Manure is natural and manure as humus. Remember, dry leaves around your house is never to be burned. It is always good to cover them with a layer of soil. These microorganisms decompose them and convert them into good manure. You know, earthworms are human friendly. They feed on these waste, digest them, and convert them as easily absorbable nutrient. Best example is vermicomposting. The use of manure improves soil's texture as well as its water retaining capacity. Do you know what is crop rotation? Crop rotation is a practice of growing a series of different type of crops in the same area across a sequence of growing seasons. And why it is to be done? Growing the same crop in the same place for many years gradually reduces the nutrition level of the soil, and that gives a problem in better yield. And therefore, a different type of crops are grown in a same area in different seasons to get a better yield. We shall see once again in the next video in detail about the crop rotation. Well, with this we have completed 4 units of this chapter, and it's a time to recall all 4 together. What is crop? When plants of same kind are cultivated at one place on a large scale is called crop. When plant of same kind
are cultivated at one place on a large scale, then it is called crop. And cropping pattern, we have got two types: Kharif crop, Rabi crops. And why Kharif crops? They are grown in rainy season and Rabi crops are in the winter season, and here are the examples. And then we have studied on the stages, different stages of production of crops. Here are the stages of production of crops. Preparation of soil. And what does it involve? It involves loosening and turning of soil. It involves ensuring clumps of soils are completely broken. And what are clumps? The large solid mass of soil. And then we have to level the ground. And all these things, why should we do? Because loose soil allows the root to go deep into the soil, which helps them to breathe easily. It helps in the growth of earthworms and microbes. When you turn the soil, the lower nutrients comes onto the upper layer. Smooth and leveled soil helps us in sowing seeds neatly, uniformly, in a proper and in proper irrigation. And then we have studied about what are the agricultural tools. The first one is plow. And what is plow? It's made up of wood and drawn by the pair of animals, maybe sometimes horse and camel. And it has two main parts: plow shaft and plowshare. And that was the traditional tool which we were using. The next one is hoe, again made up of a long rod which has an iron plate in front. There are many types of hoe. And final one is a cultivator. These three are important tools. Many other tools are there. And what is cultivator? Cultivator is the one which helps us in making proper seed bed, so that we can plant seeds properly, uniformly, with proper distance. And cultivator sometimes pulled by the tractor, sometimes by animals. After that we have seen sowing, and meaning of sowing is planting seeds. But before that we have to see the quality of seeds. And how do you determine the quality of seeds? Generally, damaged seeds float on water. Good quality seeds will give you good quality yield. And therefore we should take care that when you purchase seeds, we should search for trusted shop. And seeds are to be sown with some distance, because every plant requires proper nutrition. And then we have seen the tools of sowing. Traditionally, a funnel was used, where the funnel was connected to a long pipe which is pierced into the soil. And nowadays they use a seed drill. And what is use of seed drill? Lot of labor is reduced, time is reduced, and proper seeding takes place. Once sowing is done, automatically it is covered with the help of soil, by which we can protect seeds from the bird. You have already studied what fertilizer is. It's a chemical substance, it's a man-made, and so it is inorganic. It is synthesized in laboratory and manufactured in factories. But manure is natural. So the first difference is fertilizer is man-made inorganic salt and manure is a natural substance obtained by the decomposition of cattle, dung and plant residues. Fertilizer, as we have already studied, that they are manufactured in, prepared in factories, whereas manure is made in the fields with the help of microbes, microorganisms, especially earthworms. Vermicompost is a manure. Fertilizer, since it's a chemical substance, it doesn't provide any humus, because humus means the remains of dead plants and animals together got. And humus increases the water retaining ability of the soil. The more you use fertilizer for a long time, then we need to use more water. So water management becomes more difficult, whereas if we use manure, we can manage water because it holds water for a long time. But as far as nutrition level is concerned, fertilizers are very rich in plant nutrients. Relatively, manure is little less as far as nutrient contents are concerned, as far as nutrition level is concerned. But fertilizers sometimes can act as an overdose. It will increase the toxicity of the soil. So we need to use carefully a fertilizer. But manure has lot of advantages. As I have already told, it enhances the water holding capacity of soil, and it makes soil porous, small gaps where air can move in. The exchange of gases is easy. So manure makes the soil porous. The third one is it increases the number of friendly microbes. This is very important because these are the microbes convert the dead plants again into a manure. And the nature of the soil, the texture of the soil is so friendly for the plant roots. They can penetrate properly. So it improves the texture of the soil. And this is what we have learned in this unit of crop production and management. Thank you.